And now today's countdown video begins.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. And thank you so much for joining us today at the Zena Global Family Foundation event in commemoration of March 8th, International Women's Day. And we are here to talk on the theme of Break the Bias. This is the official, the symbol for the 2022 March 8th International Women's Day campaign. And we are, yes. And we will be having a great discussion, a great panel discussion on this later. And I hope that everybody really enjoys this. And on some of us are women and some of us are people who support women. And I hope that all of you are really looking forward to us, everybody discussing and coming up with not just ideas, but also sharing that how they've been helping to break the bias and discrimination in society that holds women back from reaching their full potential. So thank you again, and let us proceed. I would like to take the opportunity to introduce our technical facilitator, who is Sushim Sudhe. And he is the youngest amongst us and highly accomplished. He is a student of class 8th who studies at Tagore International School in South Delhi, an ardent artist and who likes to paint using various medium. He is very passionate about people who are suffering in the war zone, as he feels they go through a lot of suffering to live their daily life. An excellent coder, a certified game developer, he was part of a special global coding event where he learned about the Red Planet and took part in an exciting Mission Mars coding hackathon. Also an excellent swimmer and footballer, he is a very good actor too. He created a movie for Chin Film Festival of India. He recently played the role of Ram Prasad Bismil for his school Independence Day celebration. And his interest lies on reading and researching on militants. We are very fortunate to have Sushim Sudhe be our technical facilitator. And I would request him to please play the Zena Vision video for us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Zena World Vision Document. We are a family bringing joy, happiness, prosperity in our lives and around by nurturing, encouraging, catalyzing, enabling 360-degree well-being in physical, intellectual, emotional, social, and economic dimensions. Our vision: abundance of joy, happiness, care, and prosperity for all. Our mission: we strive for alleviating pain, suffering, and poverty, encouraging unshackled-free thoughts, enabling dignified jobs and livelihood, nurturing close family bonding, seeking joy and happiness in the impact caused. Our values: passion, work with passion and from heart. Our values: humility, learning attitude, mutual respect, and open to listening to others. Our values: integrity, sincere, honest, and ethical principles. Our values: empathy, understand and feel others as your own. Our values: humanity, have compassion, brotherhood, fellow feeling, and kindness. Our values: joy, work that brings joy and value, diversity and inclusion. Our character: trust, belief, faith, and confidence in self and in others, from where love and compassion emanate. Our character: virtue, high moral values, patience, consideration, trustworthiness, and forgiveness. Our character: transparency, honesty, openness, and not guarded. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sushim, for introducing the vision of the Zina family. And I'd like to take a few minutes to just talk about the purpose of today's event and its attempted takeaways. So as you all know, we are here in commemoration of March 8th, International Women's Day. And the theme for this year's Women's Day is Break the Bias. And it is, we all know that bias does exist in society. But we are here to really talk about how to break that bias. And because the biases and discrimination, it begins in the minds of the people. It is in the minds of the people where we need to overcome it. And each one of us as individuals have the power and the responsibility to overcome bias, that we hold subconsciously or consciously. And we will really attempt in today's event to talk about this and attempt to understand our own subconscious biases and learning from the life experiences of people whom we will hear from in the panel discussion, how they have overcome this bias. And we can also understand that what are the actions that we can take to overcome it likewise, and how we can contribute to the growth and development of women in society. And, so let us start with this. And I will also quickly read out the program flow, so you know what to look forward to. We will have an introduction on the keynote speaker, who is Ms. Subha Pal, after which we will have the panel discussion moderated by Ms. Meena Tilakraj, and followed by the panel discussion of 60 minutes. And then we will have a vote of thanks by Ms. Chavi Prabhakar, the Zina anthem. And in the end, we will have words of goodbye by Ms. Priyanka Manjiri. And please stay on till the very end, because this words of goodbye will be in a regional language. And it's very exciting to see something new. Yes, so please do stay with us. And I will now proceed with the program. And I will request Sushim again to please play the introduction video of our keynote speaker, Ms. Subha Pal.
Let me introduce to all of you Mrs. Subha Pal. To begin with, her educational background: she holds a Master's in International Relations from Jadavpur University, Kolkata. She also holds a Master's in Broadcast Journalism from New York University. She has done an integrated course in conflict resolution and peace operations from United Nations Institute of Training and Research. Now, talking about her vocational side, she is a creative content writer, performer, and director of more than 150 shows in prestigious auditoriums and esteemed clubs in India. She holds a master's degree in music from Prayag Sangeet Samiti, Allahabad, and is an exponent of Ravindra Sangeet from an esteemed music academy, Dakshini. About her other activities, she is the first lady in Rotary District 3291 and associated with Rotary International Movement for past 32 years. Presently having chair membership of Rotary Club of Kolkata, the second oldest Rotary Club in India. She is associated with the following Chambers of Commerce and Industry, Bengal Chambers, WIICS. She is also part of Ladies Study Group, that is Women's Wing of Indian Chamber of Commerce. She is a former member of Women Empowerment in CII. She is also a member of All Ladies League since its inception. Her hobbies: reading books, traveling, and writing for productions. Shubha is married to Manav Pal, who is an economist and a naval architect by profession, a former ship owner and owner of India's only 4-star floating hotel in Kolkata. Her only son, Anubhav Pal, is an internationally acclaimed author, playwright, columnist, movie writer, and a comedian.
Thank you very much. And Sushim, if you could play the actual welcome address by Ms. Shubha Pal.
It is my proud privilege and honor to welcome everyone in this particular program, which is coming up on the eve of International Women's Day by Zena Foundation, which is a family to all of us. We are all part of the Zena family. And I like to introduce the concept of International Women's Day. I know that you all are extremely erudite people. I probably wouldn't need to, but it is customary that I introduce the concept before the seminar begins. Every year, people across the globe, they celebrate International Women's Day, intending to highlight the achievements made by women till date, which is 2022. It is a day set aside for recognizing the accomplishments of women and celebrate women's rights. The day also creates the awareness among women to take a stand for them and fight against gender discrimination in society that we live in. The first international gathering marking this International Women's Day that took place in 1911. Over 1 million people from Austria, Germany, Denmark, and Switzerland were there. Since then, this special day is observed every year in different parts of the globe. What happens? You may ask, what happens on that day? On this day, people across the globe, they are called out to witness and, of course, to acknowledge the amazing achievements made by women over the period of time in different kinds of activities such as rallies, symposiums, discussions, seminars, etc., that have the focal aim to bring about equality in our society. People on this day also welcome and encourage each and every extraordinary woman who is making the world a better place to live in. International Women's Day is a big event. Right now, it is a very big event, and it is celebrated to commemorate different aspects like cultural, political, socio-economic achievements of women. In fact, they are leaving their mark in every field and they're excelling in everything, every enterprise they're joining, which is amazing, amazing feat in this century as I'm talking today in 2022. This day emphasizes on women's rights and movement and brings attention to several issues such as gender equality, reproducing rights, and violence and abuse against women. International Women's Day, it is not only a commemorative event, but also this emphasizes on those extraordinary women who have played their part of achievements through gender-biased society. And we all know how tough it is for women to rise to stardom in whichever field they are in. However, these women have been able to achieve that. So every year on this day, women across the globe, they remember the famous mentors through their own history that they have made, the paths they have created, and the way they have achieved their desired goals. Women on this day, they work towards furthering the goals that they had set. On this day, conferences, rallies, as I mentioned before, debates and discussions are organized, and women across the globe, they participate in these events. Some women even narrate their own stories, which make wonderful storytelling actually. If a woman comes from something, very, very ordinary background, and today she creates history by doing something exemplary. That's a beautiful story. In fact, I know of someone doing the Remembrance Project, of taking each and every woman of the society, be it a humble woman, be it a society woman, be it a woman, struggling woman. Each story is different. Each story's flavor is different, but it tells a story of a woman achieved, which is wonderful. Some women, no doubt, that they make the world a better place with their infinite strength, their willpower, and their determination. Every day, with power enough to shatter the shackles of patriarchy in which we all lived, which is thriving, we are also living, we are trying very hard to break the barricade. However, we are still achieving, which is the plus point for women and which is highlighted on International Women's Day. Women across the globe, they are overcoming these hurdles that I just talked about and making their place evident in society. In addition to celebrating women's achievements, this day also is an opportunity to call for better gender equality. Everywhere, in workplace, wherever you are working, you need an equal status with men if you are putting in the same kind of effort, initiative, enterprise, and work schedule is as much as the men. So they need to be equated. United Nations, they consider this aspect, and that education they feel is one of the greatest game changers for women and the girls around the world. It is both the enabler and force multiplier for women's economic, political, social empowerment and gender equality, of course. It is a day when everyone shows appreciation towards the women. A woman is said to be beautiful creation of God. It is a fact that all the great personalities are born from the women's womb only. And they have taken their initial teachings from a woman. That is why education is very important for a woman. And that is why people give due respect to women in their lives. It is a day when women are recognized and celebrated for playing various roles in different spheres of life. Women have a robust spirit which makes them excel in their fields. They contribute massively to the lives of their family members and the country. If they give 100% to the family, they give 100% to whichever work they are doing. That's how a woman is built. By and large, more or less, that is how the woman is assessed. 100% to whatever they are trying to work at. For many people, the role of women is limited to household chores only. But that also is not a mean task. That also tremendous work. However, this needs to change as women deserve equal freedom and opportunities in everything like men. You all have heard of this young Nobel laureate, Malala Yousafzai. She's an activist, female educationist, and a Nobel Prize laureate, as I mentioned before. She had said something which really, wonders us to think. I just quote, "We realize the importance of our voice when we are silenced." Women have been silenced for long enough. And this young girl is right, very right to say that no longer we could be silenced. World is moving towards gender equality. It is moving towards a balance between both men and women, and rightfully so. A change is required, and it is observed that men have had more advantages in every sphere of life in comparison to women since ages. However, this demands a change, as we all are humans and should be treated equally with equal rights and equal opportunities. On International Women's Day, everyone appreciates the woman in their lives. Everyone acknowledges the worth and significance of women in their lives and their tremendous contribution towards society as well. Thank God for that. That's quite a change in the mindset of all individuals, be it a man or a woman, that this is what is being weighed, and women are being appreciated, and their stand is quite clear. Be it in professional life or personal life, celebrating women in a sense of obligation. It is a sense of obligation to each and every woman in one's life. Women across the nation, they come together, crossing all the boundaries from various cultural, ethnic groups to remember their struggle for peace, justice, equality, and development on this particular day, which happens to be the International Women's Day. It is all about feeling yourself, self-worth actually, and achieving the goals as per your potential. I know my limits, how much I can do, how much I can't. Every woman feels the same way. And women should gather their courage to cross all the hurdles in all these spheres of life to make a tremendous improvement as a way forward. It is a general myth in society that women-related issues are not a big deal. Many people believe that the gender gap does not really exist in society. They also feel efforts by individuals are not enough and cannot bring any change to fill up the gender gap. Women's Day is all about making the society realize that each individual has to work in a different way to make a notable change in society towards our better future. Before I conclude, I will just quickly look at what is the theme of this year, 2022's theme for International Women's Day. The campaign theme for International Women's Day 2022 is to break the bias. It is a bias which makes it very difficult for women to move ahead. Action is needed to level the playing field. Also, another information I like to pass it on to you. I don't know how many of you know it, that 1911, though International Women's Day started being celebrated from that year, even before that, the International Women's Year was thought of, and lot of debates and discussions were going on from the year 1908, when the color theme for International Women's Day was decided, and that is in the year 1908. And the color theme basically are three colors: purple, green, and white are the colors of International Women's Day. Let me explain. Purple signifies justice and dignity. Green symbolizes hope, and white represents purity. So these three are obviously wonderful, wonderful things, that colors that we should try to see if we can color coordinate along with the various other themes. I also like to read out a quote from the very world-renowned feminist journalist and activist, which probably could be relevant in today's opening concept note that I'm introducing for International Women's Day. The lady was Gloria Steiner, and what she said as a feminist journalist and activist is something we should all give a thought to. She said, I quote, "The story of women's struggle for equality belongs to no single feminist, nor to any organization, but to the collective efforts of all who care about human rights." So basically, ladies and gentlemen, it is the human rights issue coming up in terms of respecting and honoring the women on International Women's Day. We should always give it a thought when we are planning an action to convene a meeting or a seminar honoring the women. To conclude, I've already taken too much of your time. Now time to conclude. To conclude, it feels really nice to have a day for ourselves to celebrate the achievements of women. Thus, on this International Women's Day, which is coming up in 2 days' time, let us recognize the significance of women in our lives and in society, and inspire them for even greater future achievements, as they can contribute equally at home, in the office, in the society, and the nation eventually. I'm more than sure that this virtual session dedicated to International Women's Day, which has been brought to you by Zena Global Family Foundation, will prove to be a milestone in the series of events that Zena Global Family Foundation keeps organizing on regular basis. My sincere thanks to which, of course, I'm a member of Zena Global Family Foundation, for giving at least this platform to the women to talk, debate, argue, and discuss as a way forward on the coming International Day, Women's Day, which is on the 8th of March, 2022. With these words, I'd like to take leave from all of you. Thank you so much for your patient care.
Thank you so much, Sushim.
Thank you very much.
And thank you. And now onward to the most awaited event of today is the panel discussion. And I would like to introduce the panel moderator, our Meena ji, and everybody already knows her, but I would still like to take the opportunity to say a few words about her. So as Meena Tilakrat ji proudly asserts, she is a woman, a mother, and a grandmother first, and then a professional as a passionate storyteller, promoter of tourism for global goodwill and understanding, India's only travelism expert, and a pioneer of alternative education and a life interpreter. Besides this, she is a Smile ambassador and a social do-gooder. Meena ji was among the pioneers of alternative education since 1983, when she started the PLUS programs and has been doing workshops on life skills and soft skills. Meenaji believes women, youth, and senior citizens play a very vital role in society. So I would like to request you, Meenaji, to please begin the panel discussion. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Hideko, for that beautiful and very crisp introduction. I will now first introduce our two panelists, the ones who are going to take this topic forward, Break the Bias. Interesting title, isn't it? Now, Jane Shah and Shipra Uppal are the panelists. Jane Shah is a business consultant and a financial strategist. Now, this is very interesting because I think women will break the bias if they are financially savvy. So she's doing a good job. She's helping startups, small to medium family-run businesses to generate growth and profits by redesigning their financial strategy. As the founder of Zone CFO, she helps businesses manage their entire financial functions by acting as their outsourced CFO. An experienced team of financial experts take over the entire workflow of your business to help you grow. With 18 plus years of experience, she has been conducting seminars, coaching programs, and consultation for business owners for more than a decade and a half. She has created 150 plus business plans and trained 1,000 plus founders and CEOs of various businesses on financial strategy, growth, and profit engineering. She is immensely passionate about financial literacy. That's a good thing. We all should be. And freedom for women, and she regularly appears on TV and other media platforms, sharing her vision and experience. Her signature program, Honey, It's All About Money, is apt for corporate as learning and development drive for the topic of financial literacy. Over to you, Jane Shah.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here with beautiful ladies that we are in anything that we do. So I think it would be nice to take this topic more as a question answer than just me sharing my views. Somewhere I believe as long as we have to talk about women equality, there will be inequality. So, I'm looking forward for a day in my life that we don't have to talk about this topic called women equality. However, that's not true as well. It exists, and I just quickly glanced through the numbers last year. In India, it's around 50% salary when we see in corporates compared to men. In US, it is around 70 to 80% pay that women get compared to men. So, and in Japan, with such a developed country, it is even more than that. So it has nothing to do, what I'm trying to understand, it has nothing to do to the development of a country, where they are in terms of their development stage, but it has more to do with the mindset. And to change mindset is a conscious effort. It will not come automatically. It has to be a drive, not just by women, but by men. We live in a society where both of them have equal participation in building the society. Now, if we give not equal percentage of weightage to both gender, it means we are not giving equal percentage of opportunities, growth, and well-being for the society in totality. So somewhere it is not just a battle by women, but it is also a men's battle, and they need to understand that it is good for their next generation if women are treated equally, if women are treated well. So this is something which is to be taken by both the gender, and consciously. As a woman, what we can do is we can play an active role in deciding, am I being discriminated because of gender? And if so, then raise your voice. Because if you don't raise your voice for yourself, nobody else is going to say a word about it. It is women who is most impacted by anything. So our first duty to us ourselves is we raise the voice and forgetting the consequences. We are so sensitive. We are, as a gender, we are sensitive, and the first thing that we think about is if we raise a voice, how is it going to impact the other people? But sometimes you have to raise a voice, whatever be the consequences. And my experience is, if we stand for ourselves, everybody else will also stand for us. So it is just we believing that we have equal chance and we stand for us whenever we see injustice. That's a first step that we should begin with. So that's my strong view about this topic. I would now, take it further with other questions or panel discussion as we have planned.
Yes.
I would now take ahead with the panel discussion as we have planned.
Okay, right now then I will introduce Shipra Uppal.
Yes.
Shipra Uppal is a research editor. And a very, very interesting introduction. And in fact, if I read the full thing, it will take our whole session. So let me see what I can read. Shipra Uppal is an author, an editor, a researcher, a voiceover artist, soft skill trainer, lecturer, and is passionate on her researches, providing premium technical writing services. She has over 15 years of experience in research and analysis, as well as strong technical writing skills. She's a creative thinker and approaches each new project as her own and ensures high quality services. She started her career in 2002 and has worked with she's worked with quite a few prestigious companies like Central Pulp and Paper Research Institute, Ministry of Commerce, Confederation of Indian Industry, Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry, Indian Chambers of Knowledge and Enabled Services, Consumer Voice, Jago Grahak Jago, Dream Whistlers Foundation Limited, and so on, many, many more. Her specializations are book writing, research and analysis, motivational speaker, corporate event management, public relation, voice over, soft skills, and yoga training. Her awards, she's won quite a few awards. Some of them are National Women's Excellence Award, Government of India, November 2016, for the best achievement in extensive research, regional and national and international studies. Heart and Soul Women with Spirit Award, March 2019, as title winner for Heart and Soul Most Stylish Mrs. India Classic 2019, and many more awards. Some of her major achievements are writing a book titled Indian Woman, a Patron of Culture and Commerce. The book focuses on various dimensions and significance of Indian women's life in different ages, her adjustments and pressures in premarital and post-marital life, status of women in the family laws before and after independence of India, reviewing women then and now, women's knowledge structure and her role and contribution as an active consumer in every facade of Indian economy. Then next is a study and raised suggestions for MORTH, M-O-R-T-H, on scenario of road safety in India, insights and analysis. Next is a study on right to healthy environment, good practices in India with Voice Society, supported by Ministry of Commerce Affairs, and Consumer Affairs and of the Government of India. She's also conducted research and analysis titled Rising Cases of Autism in India for Voice Society, and many, many more, so many more. There are about 10 more. Her important state-level researches and related analysis on concerns like India, a dumping ground for spurious medicines. Aren't we victims of that? India's burgeoning middle class, a cause of concern. Fate of India's environmental health. Indian tourism, a celebration of diversity. Child consumerism in India, rising cases of autism in India, and again, many, many more. So I call upon Shipra Uppal now to please come forward, and up to you, Shipra ji.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Meera, and good evening, all the respected people present in this event today. And thank you for such a warm welcome. And it has been really a nice gesture to be here again, to be there on this platform. And I take this opportunity to introduce when I have got such a beautiful and warm introduction, such a beautiful and warm welcome. It really means a lot. Thank you so much, Meena. As always, your presence adds a grace to any event. Your presence and your smile adds a grace to, and it adds colors and it adds warmth, as well as it makes every environment very light and friendly. Thank you everyone. And I am Shipra Uppal. Here with such a wonderful welcome, such a wonderful introduction, there has been little more additions that has taken place for last 4 years, because I am also a founder for Sarathi Voices, Visuals and Spirituality. I'm an NLP practitioner also, and through NLP practitioner, I train people to how to be your own coach, how to hear the unsaid, how to settle score for yourself, how to play your best in every environment. And apart from that, I'm also a voiceover artist, and plus I'm a spiritual healer. I am also a non-surgical sound healer. I have not done, I've done the basic level. I am on to completing the mastery on sound healing as well, which is not mentioned in the earlier profile available with Zena family. So, well, in a nutshell, I would say that it's been almost going to be, I would say 21 years for me, working experience for me now. And I'm into so many roles that I'm a wife. And first of all, I am an Indian woman. And second is I'm a wife. I'm a happy mother of 2 beautiful children. And I'm really, really glad that God gave me this service and this opportunity to serve life in the most beautiful form. And I'm also a daughter-in-law. I'm also a homemaker. I'm also a professional. So indulging into so many roles, I'm wearing too many hats. So right in the morning, I take off one hat, I wear another one, then the next duty starts. And like this, I'm trying to extend the size of my mold so that I fit into every role and I make space for every expectation relating to that role to enter, so that there is a nice harmony and there is a productive, nice creation of a beautiful relationship coming up in that mold, serving in that mold, and we all get hot cakes to serve ourselves with. And on this beautiful occasion of Women's Day, I have something to say. I personally believe, and I seriously believe, that whatever we have been gifted with, whatever we are doing in life, whatever we have been able to shape our lives with, it's not just a single added effort. Nothing happens, no battle is won just single-handedly. There is always a back-end support. There is always a support of your family. And above all, woman is not complete in herself unless and until she has a men's support, protecting her, shielding her, covering her, and giving whatever she needs. If I talk about myself, I'm grateful, abundantly grateful for whatever God has gifted me with. I have a loving husband. I have loving children. Had I not got their support, I swear I wouldn't have been able to do anything in life. I know there are people who can manage things at my back. Only then I can work free-mindedly. Only then I can make an effort to put my foot forth and take initiatives for new things. So I believe Women's Day, International Women's Day, is a beautiful gift given by the world to women, because women in itself is a plethora of a universe in her. But universe is incomplete because women in itself is nature, but men, औरत शक्ति है, तो पुरुष और शक्ति के साथ आए बगैर सृष्टि बन ही नहीं सकती. There is no universe with just half-headed universe. There has to be a joint effort of Ardhanarishwar, what we say, the men and female force, to complete the life. And life in itself, men gives us strength, men gives us support, men actually give us freedom. We need to deal and take our ways out to take that freedom and use that freedom in our as well as in their good. Now, I would talk about the beauty of this day. I would talk about, and when I'm talking about the things, I always see it from my vision, what I have experienced and I've been grateful for. I'm an ambitious woman. I'm a very ambitious woman. And with the help and support of whatever I've learned from my parents, from people, from even after, I have learned a lot from my own husband. And I have always looked forward to launch myself with every wave, no matter how high or low. At times we settle down, at times we stop, but then we move forward. It's okay. Let go and move forward. Look what is next standing in front of you. So I have learned to deal with the good or bad situations. And like everybody else, we all learn from our life, and which of course shape our characters, which of course give us a more close focus on where are we going, what we want, and how to take it. So I would say with a complete package of so many experiences and so many roles has given me an ability, an able-handedness to evaluate each and every situation, playing my A game and finding my calm with whatever I have and finding a way out what I need that really matters to me is, I always give my wholehearted gratitude to universe and all the people that are there in my life. Now, I would say being an NLP practitioner, I always focus on keeping a healthy mindset. I talk about maintaining a balance. So when we say that, see, life is a journey. It will keep on showing you ups and downs, different fluctuations. So what I personally believe, if I put myself, like we all face troubles, but only question paper is different. But the situations are the same. So to say, the confused moments more or less is the same. So if I put myself in that situation to see how the other person would have dealt it before, I believe it is important to maintain an empathy, then creating a sympathy for somebody else. So I would say that you can be tamed, you can be changed by any running situation, but you should always refuse to be reduced by it. Focus on this. Why a situation should be overloaded on you? Situation, what to go next, how to do, how to deal is your choice. Situation is something that will come because it has come to teach you a lesson. Take the lesson and move on. So as a person today, I would say whatever I learned, whatever skills I know, whatever I'm good at, I consider myself to be a master of my own craft. whatever God has gifted me with. And here, I would like to give a credit to my parents. My parents, I have seen them struggling in their years. I have seen their struggles. And as a child, I have seen and observed, and I've been a mute witness how they have tackled. So I too have adopted their view and display the same attitude, which has certainly helped me to gain confidence as I assumed a new role, a larger role in my life. So, and here as a woman and as an ambitious woman, I would say my intrinsic desire to fulfill my dreams and simultaneously being a dutiful mother, being a mother present to them, has always prompted me, whatever I do for them, it has prompted me with one question, which has always been following me. Is it my best? Is it my best? Have I done my best? If it is not, what can I do to add more to be my best? Because as a mother, as a woman, I want to fulfill all my desires. But as a mother, I don't want to count my achievements all alone. No, I will count my achievements with my family, with my children, because this is the only legacy I will leave behind when I'm gone from this world. So this, I would say, is one piece of motivation that helps. And on this Women's Day, there is one small message that I would like to give, though I'm not that learned enough to give a message, but only thing is, have you seen, we all say that angels fly. Why do they fly? Because they don't carry baggages. They take themselves lightly. They are able to let go. They are so light that they are able to achieve heights. So if you want to fly, don't carry baggages. Fly wholeheartedly. And then see.
Thank you so much, Shipra. Now, if there is anybody else who would like to ask some questions out here. But before I set the pace for questions, I would like to say a couple of words, if I'm allowed to. May I, with all your permissions? Hello, speakers.
Yes,
Yes,
Shipra and
yes, please, Meera,
Jane.
please go ahead.
Now, what we are talking about is break the bias. What we are talking about is that the dynamics have changed in recent times, right? The dynamics of what masculine and feminine relationship was some time ago, maybe a few decades ago, it has changed. And what we really want to talk about here, what we really want to emphasize is that if you feel there is a bias, how do you break the bias? That is my question to, let's say, to Jane Shah. How do you break that bias?
Start with ourselves, because we started believing that this is inequality, and the moment we believe there is inequality, we fall for it. You know, it starts with our parenting. Even our parents have done that. Where we get married, there also the culture is such. So questioning us that is it that, you know, is it really fair to be so? And then stand for ourselves. So if we start for us, I think our action will motivate many others. They will start these small actions. I don't know. I'll share something about me. Maybe if that helps us to build up the topic that we are up to. So I got married very early. I got married when I was 21 years old, and I was pursuing my CA at that time. So somehow I completed my CA inter after marriage. It is not that I could not have studied, but somehow my interest changed. I wanted to focus more to the family. Somewhere I believe that we should do justice to whatever role we are playing. And I stopped studying. Now my both sons are grown up. They are 18 years, 19 years, and I took up study again. So now I've come to Europe for pursuing masters. Now, it is possible that we may say, fine, that age is gone, the education for me is done now. I can say that now it's no more possible. But the moment I realized that I decided I wanted to study, I got support from everyone in the family, from friends. So once we decide that, inequality is in our mind more than anything else, we can break it. And when we break it, everyone else around us are with us to break this thought process.
Thank you so much, Jane. That was very, very insightful, very good. And the first thing that is there about your profile is about financial literacy and financial security of women. And the second thing that you have pointed out is that the inequality or the bias is in the mind. My question is, what equality are we questioning about? Are we questioning that we are equal, we are the same? No, we are not.
No, we are not.
Man and woman, we are not equal. We are diverse, we are different. And the equality that we want is equal respect for that diversity.
Right.
And the celebration of that diversity.
Beautiful.
I am different, you are different. And let us celebrate that diversity. And let us utilize that diversity. Let us leverage that diversity in such a symbiotic manner that not only does it benefit each other, like you scratch my back, I scratch yours kind of a thing, but it also benefits the family, the people around us, and society at large. It will expand, it will go into the country at large. So the first thing that we really need is to change the concept of equality. That if you look around in nature, nothing is equal, nothing is the same. There is diversity, that's the law of nature. But celebrate that diversity, accept that diversity, and leverage that diversity. So this is what I had to put in. And in fact, this is what I want to ask, that with this formula in mind, or with this concept in mind, how do we break the bias? Shipra, I think you can answer that. How do we break this bias that we are not equal, we are not the same, we are different, and we have to celebrate that difference and leverage it? So how do we do that?
Meenama, I would like to add, and I agree with what Jane just mentioned, that we have to, first of all, clear our mindset. And we have to, there has to be a clarity and positivity that need to enter in our mindset. So first thing, how do we break that bias is, the first thing needed is being transparent. It's very important to be transparent in any relation, be it social, be it personal. So women at large, if we are talking about the bias, so if we are taking the analysis, if we are taking the worldwide, country-wide researches and taking out the numbers, and so let us be transparent, let us agree. If there is a bias, let us agree, let us show the figures, and let us be transparent. Let there be a positive, wholehearted agreement from the other gender that yes, there has been a bias and we will support in reducing this bias. So let there be a transparency, number one. Second thing is support women with senior roles in every field. Now, how would you support women's? I personally say that senior roles is, if I say, if you see the board members of every company, how many women do you find in the board member? Now, talking about the rules and regulations, of the corporate law, of the company law, then they say that there should be at least one women member being necessary as a board member. So most of the companies where their own family business is there, they put one of their family member, a women member, as a board member. They don't want to opt and take the women member from the outside society. There is always some kind of a hidden or inherent insecurity that is there, that why should we, because what if she start highlighting our follow-ups, what if she starts overshining us, what if she start to create more opportunities for the other people, what we have not been able to do it, then I would
Shipra, I will interrupt you here, and I will bring a very significant incident or a story, that even Brahma, when he created the universe, he created it and he was upset because it was not moving forward. It was not developing, it was not growing, it was not evolving. So he was advised by Vishnu. He said, you please go to Shiva. And what did Shiva do? He showed him the Ardhanarishwar root of both of them together. And he showed that just one side is not enough. It has to be both. And that is when then Brahma was said, okay, then create the feminine side for me. And that was done. In short, what we are saying is that it is an incomplete. And if you say companies are hiring or should hire at least one female, it is because it gives a balance of flow or balance of energy to the company, that there is the feminine energy and there is the masculine energy, because they are both different and both are required.
Yes,
Friends,
yes, Meera. Here I would say,
I would now ask one of the attendees here, in fact, because they have been waiting to ask questions or maybe to speak. Please, if there's anybody in the audience who would like to ask a question or who would like to say something, please come forward. Let me put on to gallery view. Yeah. Who all is there? Hideko, you are there. Ali Bhai, you are there. And Shibani is there. I request you, all three of you, to please come forward with your comments or questions, whatever. Ali Bhai, are you there? Hideko, what about
you? Yes, ma'am. Yes, I would like to just share that Miss Jane, when you were talking about, that how you went back to education after your kids grew up, I just want to say that that was so inspiring, and the fact that learning really never stops, and what you said about when you make the decision, everybody supports you, right? And I think that really tied in so well with what Ms. Shipra was saying, that, it's about doing your best, and about not getting reduced by any situation. And what I got from, the things that both of you said is that it really, it's about first breaking the bias as women in our own minds, and that really, and that really helps us believe in ourselves and respect ourselves. And it's so beautiful that how other people also then support you, and that got me thinking that actually we are always, influencing our environment, but many times we think that we are not, we think that it's the environment influencing us, but we also have so much power in us. So it was just very wonderful to hear, your life stories. And yes, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to hearing more.
Thank you, Hideko. You've made a very, very valid point by saying that we feel that the environment is influencing us, but we fail to see that we can influence the environment. That was a very beautiful statement made by you, Hideko. Thank you very much for that. Ali Bhai, I'm waiting for your comment. And Shibani ji, what about you? Hello, Shibani. Are you there? I don't. Ali Bhai, we do want some male input. Rajiv ji, can you put in some male input out here? The male, what should I say, perspective. Are you there? No, none of them are there. Okay, fine. So I guess,
before before I forget, I want to add one thing to what
yeah.
Piplani just said right now. This is my observation that as women we easily fall into prey of feeling guilty if we do something for us. So that is something we only can break for ourselves. So my husband can be very good to me, my in-laws, my kids can be very good to me. But if I feel guilty about my action, nobody can help but myself. I have observed that amongst my women friends who are working, if child is not well and if she has to leave child at home with husband, she suddenly starts feeling guilty. So I think women need to understand both are equal when it comes to taking care of children, and don't feel guilty if you have to do something or if you're enjoying something, leaving your family behind. So not feeling guilty is quite important other than action. Otherwise, in the back of our mind, we stay with the thought whether whatever we are doing is right or not.
Yeah. It's about not fitting a square peg in a round hole. So whoever can do it well, that should be the kind of understanding that between the two of us, whoever can do what well, let us share the work that way. And at the same time, how can I help my partner to grow? Because my partner is also a human being. My partner
is also a parent. So
my partner is also my companion. My partner also has desires. My partner has wishes, ambitions. So how can we help each other grow? And what does one require? What does my partner want? How does my partner want me to help? How am I capable to help? That also has to be there between the two. And this is about a couple, but I think this should play in a larger way in society also. In a larger way. Just like we have aptitude tests, don't we? For professions, they take you for an interview. They do an interview with you. So similarly, you should have an aptitude kind of a setup where according to your aptitude and according to your wishes, you combine the two and then grow and let everybody, your family and your society, your near and dear ones, let everybody help you. And of course, then there is the role of the government also with policies and laws and whatever, and making what we women want is facilitation and respect for whatever we choose to do. That is what we want freedom to be able to take our own decisions, right? And the other person's role is to cooperate with us, to respect us in that. I think with that, I don't know whether there's anybody else who can contribute. I'm again calling for the last time, I'm calling out to Shibani. Shibani ji, would you like to contribute? No, they are ghost entities. What about Ali Bhai? Ali Bhai is also a ghost entity. So Rajiv ji, I guess now it is for us. You can probably switch off the recording after the formalities are over. And if people want, if the persons who are present here, they want to continue with the discussion, we can. Otherwise, we call it a day. Rajiv ji, even you are a ghost presence? God. Susheen,
nobody is ghost. You are in the middle of a panel discussion. Others are not supposed to intervene in this.
Okay, fine. Never mind. But when we are asking them,
what you want is 100% to be done post recording. That is why everybody's ghost.
Acha. No, but when we are asking them to come and comment or to ask questions, because I think the discussions are almost over.
Anyway, this also is going on recording.
Yeah, okay. And Shibani ji, you have anything to contribute or to ask? And Ali ji, anything? Otherwise, we have the two panelists still here, Jane Shah and Shipra. Both of you, if there is anything more that you would like to mention and contribute, it would be our pleasure to have that.
I want to add something to what Shipra was, saying about roles in senior level management. Yesterday, I was talking to one of the faculty, Dina, in an electronic department in Croatia, and she mentioned very casually that, if in politics we had more women, probably we would not have faced so many wars. So I started thinking, is it, how would world be if politics is equally presented by women? Maybe we would not really have so much of war. So that was thought that I was left with after my discussion with Professor Dina here.
Right.
So,
Right. That's another very important contribution from you. Shipra, is there anything else you would like to add to this?
I would like to add into what you were telling about the Brahmaji story. In fact, as far as my presence and my role is here, I would like to conclude my presence and role by just completing a small thing to it as a mark of a conclusion. Like when when Brahmaji was, if we talk about Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh, so where they came from, unki utpatti, their utpatti has taken place from a woman. But was there a woman that time? So when we are reciting a mantra in our daily prayers, especially during Navratras, what we are saying, Sarva Mangal Mangalye Shive Sarvat Prasadike Sharanya Triambake Gauri नारायणी नमोस्तुते त्रिअंबके गौरी, उन तीनों की अंबिका है वो नारायणी. One force, that one force is a feminine force. वहीं से ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेश की उत्पत्ति हुई है. This is a prudent and it is a proof that what we are reciting in our daily prayers. Sharanya Triambake Gauri Narayani Namostate. So here I would like to conclude that women in itself is a world, and women, without women, there is nothing. Earth is a feminine force. Energy is in feminine force, and everything is energy. Everything has come from energy. Even we are for prime forces. All the forces are feminine only. So it's all about women. Let's celebrate our presence in every form, everywhere. So here I would like to conclude my sayings with this beautiful, beautiful mantra.
Thank you so much. Priyanka ji, you have just joined in. Would you like to say something, add in something to this topic, or would you like to ask anything? Hello, Priyanka.
Actually, I was supposed to speak about the words of goodbye in Bajika, in my local language.
Oh, yes. You were supposed to speak the words of goodbye.
And I really could not hear the whole thing. I'm so sorry. I was preoccupied, so I wanted as much as I could, but somehow I missed listening to the speakers.
Don't worry. Good words are always welcome, even if you come in last. That's okay. Anybody else here who's this Chandi?
That's Ms. Chavi Prabhakar.
Yeah, I think it's Chavi.
Yes,
Chavi ji, would you like to contribute something or ask anything?
Good evening, ma'am. Again, my apologies. I could not join in earlier. It's always a pleasure, and I was just silently listening to, the way, what's, the panel was discussing. Always something new to learn. Always you take away, and that's the beauty of I am a woman entrepreneur. I get called for a lot of these panel discussions and through the year, and always the question is what does it feel to be a woman entrepreneur? And I always say that, and the great thing of the International Women's Day is break the bias. And I have always been saying that I'm from that generation where it was like a mantra with us, it was a mission with us. We have to break the bias. I have been working for over 25 years. I was a banker. Then now I'm a woman entrepreneur, and in a space where I'm always told, how do you do it? So I say there's that force. I think, Shipra, you just talked about that, so beautiful. That energy, the universal energy, that is the feminine force. That is the force behind everything. And that's where I think women are like breaking the ceiling, the glass ceiling. And I think nothing exists. In my mind, it just doesn't exist any longer. So great, wonderful to be with all of us, empowered women together. And thank you, Zena family. Great to be part of the Zena family, which is getting us all together so that we can share our views, synergize, as well as celebrate womanhood.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much,
Thank
ma'am.
you so much, Abhijit. It was so
The
beautiful.
Zena,
Thank you.
The Zena family is not only getting us together, but creating such beautiful topics and sessions to even to even help us learn and grow and enjoy, entertain. Every aspect is taken care of. So that's the beauty of it all.
Wonderful to be connected. Wonderful to meet all of you. And I think congratulations to all of us.
Right.
Empowered women.
Right.
And
Right.
we're in a position to share our experiences from which others will be definitely, they will learn and be inspired. Thank you.
Yes. Shivani ji, are you still there or are you not there? I don't think she's there. Okay, we can take it forward now. Sushim, what is next? Yeah. Hideko, I think you can take it forward.
Thank you so much to our panelists, to Meena ji, for such a very engaging panel discussion. And Ms. Chavi, thank you so much for joining us. We have been eagerly looking forward to having you with us. And I would like to introduce you. And please forgive me if I miss out on anything. And please do feel free to, we want to know you. So please feel free to speak about yourself. But first, I'll give a short introduction. So Ms. Chavi Prabhakar is the founder and CEO of Global Indian Solutions. She is a veteran banker with a distinguished career spanning over 20 years. She has worked with world-renowned organizations such as Citibank, Societe Generale Private Banking, American Express Bank, Standard Chartered Private Bank, and Axis Bank in NRI banking, wealth management, and private banking. She has a successful track record of building new businesses, creating and leading large, diversified, multifunctional teams. She is now a woman entrepreneur and has conceptualized Global Indian Solutions, which is India's first integrated solutions provider for the 31 million Pravasi Bharatiyas seeking assistance in managing their assets in India and need a trusted partner. She is an independent director on the board of Shyam Telecom Limited and Globus Power Generation Limited. She has been elected as the chairperson of the Finance Committee, Delhi Management Association, and she has won the prestigious Delhi Management Association All India Women's Entrepreneurs Award in 2020. So very fortunate to have you with us. And I would request you, Ms. Prabhakar, to please deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you very much, Hideko. And, as I just mentioned, there's actually nothing more to say. We all are together on this platform, and each one of us has shared their experiences. And I think all of us have broken biases throughout our career, be it our personal life or our professional life. Like, for example, I'll just share, I have been a professional for the last over 25, 26 years. And whenever anyone would ask me, so, Chavi, what keeps you going? And I say, I am a working mother. I am a working mother. I am a mother. I am a banker. At that time, I used to be a banker. And I am, I have my duties, as in various roles that we perform. And that's what is the beauty of us as women, as empowered women, a women of, actually, we are now called women of substance. And so 2-3 things which, I take from our entire panel, Shipra, Shibani, and Jane. And ma'am, I think you have been guiding us through this entire discussion, Madam Tilak Raj and Shushim. Priyanka, of course, I know. So all of us together.
Yes, we have met before.
Yes. So all of us together, 2-3 things, which I'll just add to what has been already discussed. To be unstoppable, as they say, is what, we all set out to, when we set out on a path, and we all in our own professions, be it even our personal life, actually. And I always say another thing which is very important for women, which is always show up. I have seen it in my career because I have led these large teams, and I keep telling all the women who are part of my team, you got to show up. You can't. You are finding, oh, I'm not able to cope with it, I can't do that. No, you just dress up and show up. Because every time you decide that you can't do it is the day, you're closing a chapter, and then it takes a very huge effort to reopen it. Today we are talking of second innings for women. I myself run, I have my own organization, and I'm actually now talking to a lot of women who took a break in their career, and I am inviting them back. They took a career break because maybe they were starting a family, they got married, they moved locations, they had certain other family pressures. And, I'm inviting women that they cannot, you can't stop, you were professionals. You all had this wonderful education, you all have so many experience to share for other people to learn. And so I think to always show up and never give up. And I think that's where, I think we all need to derive strength from each other, celebrate every small achievement of ours, because every time we do something, even today I'm seeing, and, I have a grown up daughter who's about to turn 24. And, I still see that, we just, so now we are all, young, old, all of us, women giving strength to each other. So I think we must draw strength from each other, and I think more power to all of us is what I will say. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Zena family, for bringing us all together. And I look forward to interacting probably in the near future, not in the virtual world, probably in physically. We will, meet very soon. Look forward to that, and a very happy International Women's Day. But I would say celebrate womanhood every day. I always say that.
True.
And
True.
yeah. So thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.
With your two permissions, can I take your leave? I have some other programs standing up, so I would like to take your leave. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone. It was very good to be here.
Pleasure. Yeah.
Happy
Thank you,
Women's Day.
Shipra. You have
Thank you so much,
contributed
Meena.
very well. Thank you
Thank you so
very,
much.
very much. And I wish you all the best in whatever you're doing.
Thank you so much. And I wish you and reciprocate the same to you wholeheartedly.
And
Thank
look
you.
forward to meeting you again, Shipra.
Same here. Same here. Same here. Thank you so much. Thank you. Good
Thank
night.
you. Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
And thank you, Ms. Prabhakar. I mean, that was so wonderful to say that, you got to dress up and show up. I mean, at the end of the day, it is these simple things,
Very simple.
Yes, and it takes a lot of courage to do that, and self-belief. So thank you so much for sharing this. And I would now like to call upon Ms. Priyanka Manjari to please see us off with her, words of goodbye in her regional language. Thank you so much.
Hideko, I think you are missing the anthem. Post anthem, the goodbye.
Oh yes, I'm so sorry. We Sushim, could you please play us the Zena family anthem?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
सदस्य जीनत है जीना परिवार हमारा, चारों ओर खुशी फैलाने का है अपना नारा। हम सदस्य जीनत है जीना परिवार हमारा, चारों ओर खुशी फैलाने का है अपना नारा। कष्ट गरीबी दुख हरने का हम संकल्प उठाएं, धरती को कुटुंब करने के लिए प्रयास बढ़ाएं। कष्ट गरीबी दुख हरने का हम संकल्प उठाएं, धरती को कुटुंब करने के लिए प्रयास बढ़ाएं। हम सदस्य जीना के है जीना परिवार हमारा, चारों ओर खुशी फैलाने का है अपना नारा। सबको रोजी रोटी हो और सबको हो खुशहाली, हो निर्बाध विचार भावना सदा सीखने वाली। सबको रोजी रोटी हो और सबको हो खुशहाली, हो निर्बाध विचार भावना सदा सीखने वाली। हम सदस्य जीना के है जीना परिवार हमारा, चारों ओर खुशी फैलाने का है अपना नारा। दया क्षमा नैतिकता हो और हो सम्मान सभी का, सबको यूं अपना माने के दिल ना दुखे किसी का। दया क्षमा नैतिकता हो और हो सम्मान सभी का, सबको यूं अपना माने के दिल ना दुखे किसी का। हम सदस्य जीना के है जीना परिवार हमारा, चारों ओर खुशी फैलाने का है अपना नारा। सदस्य जीना के है जीना परिवार हमारा, चारों ओर खुशी फैलाने का है अपना नारा।
Thank you so much, Sushim. And now I would like to request Ms. Priyanka Manjari to please see us off with words of goodbye.
Sure, thank you so much. और आप सबको मेरा नमस्कार। मेरा पैतृक शहर बिहार के बेगूसराय जिले में है, जहां बज्जिका भाषा का इस्तेमाल होता है। बज्जिका मैथिली और मगही भाषा के बीच सेतु का काम करता है। इन तीनों भाषाओं का उत्तर बिहार में बड़े पैमाने पर इस्तेमाल किया जाता है। अब मेरे पास ज्यादा शब्द तो नहीं आ पाए हैं, लेकिन जो आए हैं मैं सिर्फ उसको बोलूंगी जो वर्ड्स ऑफ गुड बाय के रूप में देखा जाता है। मसलन, अहाँ जाय छिए निमन से जाइब, चिक्कन से रहब, बातचीत करते रहब, मिलत रहब, अहाँ के प्रणाम। Thank you.
How sweet. I think that was very cute.
Yes.
Thank
you so much.